Hello PSGL and welcome back to F9. We are here for round number 2 here at the great country of England, but it's called Britain because skets. As you can tell, it's me, your boy, hyper_SFC, aka Lone Georgie on Twitter. Go follow me, please, and go drop us a sub as well whilst you're there. But anyway, we're back for another round of F9, as I said. And I'll just find the stream link so I can go chuck it over in the Discord and up on my Twitter. Oh, and Andres already asked me for the stream link. Then let's yeet over to my Twitter. There we go. Tweet is up. We are live. Things are going well. Anyway, we do have a few things to talk about before this race starts. And as we can see, it's actually dry for once. Which is surprising, because in every race I have at Britain is bloody wet. So, things aren't looking good. Well, they are looking good because it's not raining. Let me just load the stream back up, and then so I can talk to everyone who's obviously going to come in today and talk. Let's see, it's great to see everyone in chat today. Love you all. Hope you have an enjoyable session just like I do. And you know what? We're going to take a ride on board with Imperi, because Imperi is a G. Oh, he's not actually the first driver out. Who was? I think we did Joe at Portugal. So we'll ride here. Sorry, some Discord says I have an @ somewhere. But I don't. Anyway. Before we start on anything too important, let's just go over some things that I've got to say. So, no exceeding track limits to any driver at turn 9 Cops, which is just behind us, obviously riding on board with Imperi. Nobody at turn is allowed to track extend at turn 15 either. Obviously, turn 15 being the one up ahead, and that would obviously be stove as well. So if you can't track extend to defend a position. So just a quick example, Imperi, if he's defending here, he can't run off wide to defend his position. And finally, drivers may not overtake under safety car. We had that problem last week, but this week rules have been nullified and made clearer, not like they weren't already. So just make sure you're not exceeding track limits. I was just checking my mic was alright, because things do be happening with it. But yeah, that's all I had to say about that. Let's get on to the driver standings. So in first place at the moment is Jamie Morris, who is currently sat in 19th place. Obviously hasn't set a lap yet. In second is Jay Wizzy with 12. Third, Liam Craig with 10. DRA Davey in 4th with 8. In 5th we have Berger with 6. Then Jesus is next, taking the wheel with 5. Funny enough, in 6th place. Black Mamba with 4 points in 7th. In 8th is Noven with 3. Stiggy's in 9th with 2. And DRA Dave is last, or 10th with 1. As for the teams, AlphaTauri is first with 16, Merc second with 14, third is Red Bull with 12, Haas is fourth with 8, Alpine's fifth with 5, and McLaren is the last of the teams having points with just 2. Now, fastest lap from what I've seen in time trial is actually a 1:25.569. As for this league, I've only been able to see Andreas's time, and that's a 1:26.624. Now that time has very closely been beaten by Oh no. Mate, you're just gonna be called Oh no. You're into the barrier now. The driver here at Williams is just into the barrier. Oh no. But anyway, so him and Imperi both set a lap, and one of the Jonas brothers has set a 126.7. And we'll ride on board with Will, why not? And I'm expecting mid 126s, 126.5, 126.4, maybe 126.3 or 2. But with Liam Craig sitting at 126.6, pretty good lap time so far. And that's actually almost beaten Andreas's time trial time, which he set today, funnily enough. Now, a few other things I might just say about Britain in itself. We'll do a bit of a fat file whilst we're here in quali, waiting for everyone to come and set their laps. So Britain has been included in every race season since 1950, meaning they've had one race or two, obviously in the last couple of years it's been two, on the calendar for over 70 years, which is incredible. And it's also the third longest circuit on this current calendar. The only two circuit, the distance is 5.89 kilometres. The only two circuits that are longer are Spa, obviously, and Baku, which really surprised me. I didn't think Baku was that long. As Berger comes through in P6 here. Let's go have a look and see where MNT Romanino is. And another interesting side note is the people who qualify first, second and third have never finished the race at Silverstone in that same order, meaning poles never got first, with second getting second and third getting third, which I think is bloody amazing. That's, in many years, for them never to have the same order, it's actually quite incredible. But anyway, as for penalties today, we do have two, unfortunately. Imperi has a 5-second time penalty to be added at the end of his race, along with Romanino. So both of them are going to have to put in a big old shift. Bloody hell, I know I said you need to put a big old shift in, but I didn't mean gear shift. Like, 2-3 tenths faster than the next man. What's he trying to give them? Emotional damage? Sorry. Emotional damage? No. Just don't. So both of them, 5-second time penalties. Bit unfortunate, but these things do happen, and if you're a driver and you get a penalty, you've got to serve them. So they're going to have to put a hell of a lot of work in tonight to be able to get any sort of decent, points haul. Obviously, with possible safety cars, anything can happen, but they could possibly lose out on quite a few points for those 5 seconds. As Black Mamba apparently setting a purple first sector. As there seems to be some slow going cars up into Maggots and Beckett's. It's actually an Alpine there. As we're going to ride on board with Black Mamba anyway. So the top two currently both, one 126.3, the second 126.6. The only other drivers in the top, in the 126s being Romanino, Liam Craig, Oh No, one of the Jonas brothers, and Pyro. And Pyro set his lap on the mediums. So that means Pyro definitely can get pole here. I mean, is it guaranteed? Actually, I don't think it is. As Black Mamba just on the cusp of 126s, 127.050. So I don't know what the weather's going to be like for the race, but if it's anything like it is out here at the moment, it's going to be dry. But that's wishful thinking. I mean, most drivers, as I said, are in the 127s. Most people below 127.5. Quite a few in the 127.4s. Ooh, as there goes Jova, a little bit of a spin. Unfortunately, that ruins his lap on the mediums, and I don't think he's going to be able to set another one. As will at the moment on an invalid lap. And instead we'll go to our current championship leader, Jamie Morris, who obviously got his first win this season last time out at Portugal. Hopefully he'll be able to pick up another 16 points and double his lead at the top. It'll be very interesting to see what people do. I mean, Pyro, very likely to be able to get it on pole, but it's if Romanino can come back out there, set another flying lap, and possibly get even further down. And who the hell keeps messaging me? Okay. Jamie Morris now coming through into the last couple of corners. Just riding the curve enough. Getting a good entrance here is key. And he's actually put it into second place at 126.4. And it looks like Jamie may be coming in the top 3 for quali today. Sorry about that, mic issues once again. As FVR Andreas puts it in to the 126s, 126.9, just in front of the living wall. Why do I feel like you're going to be amazing at defending? Or you're just going to block people so much that you are a physical wall? There is no wacky alternative. You are either a wall or an excellent defender who basically feels like a wall. You currently go on another lap. We'll just have a check here. Living wall. Nope, you're currently on a cooldown lap. So let's put it with the Williams driver of Oh No and see what he can come up with today. Going down the Abbey Straight here. Looking to get into that top 3. Currently in 5th position. Only needs a 10th. Just 1/10 to get into the top 3. Putting him in front of Jonas. As Romanino, as predicted, improving his time to 126.1. After last time out not getting any points. This will be a great start of him getting on pole, which should set him up nicely for whatever race is to come. Really hoping it's not wet though. As Oh No does really well, currently a 10th down in his second sector. I'll just check his first sector now, and in fact he's already 2 tenths down, meaning at this rate if he pulls another 10th here he will be in front of Jamie Morris. But it's very hard in this last sector to pull a whole 10th. He's going to have to really push for it as he comes across the line, 126.5. And unfortunately, not in front of Jamie Morris, but he is in that top 3. And those positions are critical. Now we'll go on board with Will. And hello to our viewers today. FVR Will, unfortunately, once again invalidated. We'll instead move on to G Wizzy. as he's carrying on the last few corners as well. It's going to be a 127, or 126 actually, sorry, my apologies. 126.8, and that is P8 for him. P8, good position. I have to say, you're doing a pretty good job so far. So I'm predicting at this point, with about 3 minutes to go. Obviously, 126 is all the way down now to 11th place. Black Mamba currently out here trying to set a new lap as well. I'm predicting pole is going to be either dead on or just below the 126. I think it's like 125.9, 126.0. That's what I'm expecting pole to be. I think for the top 10 though, if you don't have a 126.6, you won't get in the top 10. I think a lot of these guys need to improve, and there's a lot of people here, for example Wagner, now coming out on a brand new fastest lap. Oh, and there goes Black Mamba. And there also goes my headset. God damn it, headset. So, expecting a lot of things. My top 3. For quality for the race, please do elaborate on that one. So I think a lot can change in quality in the race. Obviously, oh, there goes Imperi. Unfortunately, now off his flying lap because he got invalidated. Instead, we'll move on to Burgerman. Quality and race. Well, for quality, I think quite fairly, you're going to have to give it to Romanino at the moment. He's just superb. I think Berger has now decided to finish his flying lap, so we'll move on to Liam Craig. He's just apparently set 142. See, I think Berger will get it. I don't really think anyone else can be denied that first place. Jamie second, definitely a fair shout. And Pyro. Pyro's in my third place. As for in the race, it's going to be Jamie, Liam, Pyro. That's my predictions. Obviously, that's including the fact that Romanino has a penalty. I don't know much about Ono, so I'm not too sure on him. I can't really say, yeah, he's going to be amazing, or yeah, he's going to be awful. Well, Liam's been invalidated. Josie was on an outlap. Let's do with Pyro, shall we? See Pyro just coming through the middle of Sector 2. I think Pyro's lap's still on the mediums. Yeah, in fact it is, as Liam Craig now out of the session, retiring into the pit lane. Oh, and there goes Pyro, and that's his lap invalidated. A lot of people getting invalid laps here. Very confusing. Stiggy, also in 9th place. Fresh tyres as well, I believe. That's Jay Wizzy. Yeah, Stiggy 126.8 is last lap. I'm actually saying, without people who are invalidating, honestly, to get 10th, I'm guessing now, you're going to have to just get a 126.8. Would have thought a lot more people would be setting improved laps, but clear to see I was wrong there. As Jamie Morris is retired, which basically giving Romanino well, it could be his win, but you never know. Jonas obviously halfway through Sector 2. Oh no, also coming through too. Pyro with an invalid lap, so he's not going to improve. I think Stiggy is one of the few people who can make a difference here, and he is pushing for it. Romanino confirms a 126.1. Stiggy carrying on the last few corners as well, behind a Haas. And that's the Haas of Dave, who was in 7th place. Stiggy just behind in 8th. Joshua not invalidated. He's one of the few people I think could get a good result there. As, oh no, finishes his lap time. So 126.2. Diglett 126.5. Jonas and Joshua, or Jonas and Jesus as I like to say, 126.9 for Jesus, just behind Liam Craig. Jonas not improving his lap time, which means one of the last people to set a lap is Scooby-Doo, but he's invalid. Please don't go in the pits. Oh, now I have to wait for ages. Well, if that's the case, I will run down the top 10. Oh, no I won't, because Scooby-Doo retired. Cheers, bruv. Excuse me, I'll just have a quick sip of my Pepsi. So, running down the top 10, we have Romanino, oh no, Jamie Morris, Diglett, Jonas, Liam Craig, Andreas, Joshua, all within 6/10 here. Like, that is close. Then Dave, Stiggy, Pyro, Jay Wizzy, Berger, Living Wall, I can't read that name, Joe, Wagner, and Black Mamba, all within a second. Imperi 2/1000ths of a second away from being invited a second time. And then Scooby-Doo 19th, FVR Will unable to get a clean lap in 20th. So it's looking like a good start, in fact, for some of these drivers. Everyone on the softs. I don't... Well, everyone in the top 10, I believe. And it's dry. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. I'll be able to live for, like, another half an hour. Praise the Lord's Jesus in the Williams. He has blessed us with a dry race. Hallelujah. Love you, Jesus. Please win this race. Amen. Be interesting to see what tyre choices people go with now. And obviously most of, if not all, the top 10 will be on softs, as expected. I don't know if Pyro improved, I can't remember. Wait, hurry up with the information lap, let me look at tyres. We'll ignore that one, there we go. So nope, Pyro did improve, and he's actually in 11th anyway, ooh. So Romanino, well I don't need to explain this, but everyone in the top 10 is on the softs. And the first choice of tyres is Pyro. They're expecting soft mediums or softer hards. Can they do me? And obviously, it's expected that these front runners will have a lot of tyre wear. Oh, I don't know. It's just slightly wet. What the hell was that? Did someone just kick up a lot of dust? I'm very confused there, but we'll ignore it. Either it's wet, or someone's picked up dust. There must be some slight water on this track, but I can't see a thing. Anyway, back to what I was saying. So Pyro, choosing the softs, I think that's a smart move. Keeping with the top 10, you can probably go in a lap later. Liam for the win. Respect. You know, you can go in a lap or two later, his softs will last longer. Jay Wizzy and Berger on the mediums, again, smart choice, can't say anything about that. Then, Living Wall and Black Mamba on the softs. If you want to overtake the medium runners, yeah, that's great, but you're fighting them for the wrong strat. They're going longer than you, and you'll be stuck behind them. Okay, there's definitely something on the track. And it must be running, like, you don't see anything, but there must be something on the track. As for the rest of them all choosing mediums, it's a fair choice. I think Will probably could have chose hards, gone a little bit longer. But honestly, being right at the back, it's hard to choose. Obviously, you're at the back, you're fighting everyone for, you know, a strat. And if you're at the back, you're probably just avoiding and doing damage control, really. I think Will's in the best, but also the worst position in that regard. He's not involved in the action, but that's the problem, is that he's not involved. Anyway, all drivers now aligned to the starting grid as we await the race start. Eventually. Oh, there we go. Start grid's storing up. 5 red lights, PSGL F9, round number 2. Away we go. We're just removing that so we can get a better shot at the front two going up. As, oh no, taking a little bit of a knock there. He's going to go down a couple of positions. And MNT Roman able just to push away. And there's a massive spin at the back there with an Alfa Romeo. It is Living Wall, who has, well, been knocked down, really. Unfortunate for him that he's lost a couple of positions. As we're looking out the field, things not looking super hot here, but Arno's kept his position. Jonas up now on Diggler. Jamie Morris overtakes Liam Craig. So there's a few moves behind us. But Liam Craig right on the back of Jamie. As the Haas of Dave making an overtake mostly off track there. Liam losing out to that. Personally not too happy about that one, but I'll have to see what the stewards have to say at the end of the race, as Diggler now closing in on Jonas, who's got Ono in front of him. There's over a second gap between Ono and the leader as they're about to finish this first lap. Liam's re-overtaken Jamie Morris. Oh, as Jesus and Stiggy both go around the outside. I don't know if Jamie's got damage, but he's just lost 3 positions there, all in one corner, and things are looking going from bad to worse. Black Mamba now joins in the top 10, going from a long way down as well. Without looking at position changes, Black Mamba up 7, Scooby-Doo up 8. And I would not have a Scooby how Doo's done that, as Black Mamba's spun. And well, that's his good lead. Well, good gain, unfortunately. Cut rather in half, really. But quite a few drivers in the pits. Berger, Wagner, Jay Wizzy, and Living Wall. As for tyres, 2 of them choosing softs, 2 choosing mediums. Very interesting indeed, as Black Mamba's lost yet another position. Diglett, though, only 2 tenths now behind Jonas. Ono also very close to them. And they've not lost too much of a gap to Roman here. And they're giving themselves a little bit of a cushion to Dave behind, now 8 tenths. And that 8 tenths was gaining for quite a while. It's Pyro's made his way past Scooby-Doo. Meaning apart from Andreas and Black Mamba, who I don't know what happened to them. Well, I don't know what happened to Andreas. But apart from those two, everyone who started on the softs is in front of everyone who started on the mediums. And excluding the pit stops as well. Obviously, as we're now on lap 3, will mean DRS will be activated. As we can see, Jonas using it in full effect here. 2 tenths behind, not going to make the move here though. I just realised it's Ono, not Ono. Oh, it's Bono. It's not Ono, it's Bono. Bono's tyres are gone. How have I... Oh no. How have I not seen the possibilities of the jokes? But anyway, Diglett going around the outside here on Jonas. 2 of them going side by side in through Mags and Beckett. And Jonas losing out here to Diglett. But in fact, strategically, this works out as he now has not only DRS like Diglett, but he's able to slipstream the hell out of him. Diglett rather does cut in on him though. Obviously, Jonas wasn't wheel to wheel, so I believe Diglett was in the right mind to do that. Obviously, again, have to see what the stewards have to say about that one, if they report it, that is. But Jamie Morris down to 9th place, which is rather a surprise here. I'm guessing either he has a little bit of damage, or Britain's just not one of his good tracks, and he did a good lap at quali. But he is just losing out here, and it's... I'm perplexed as to why. Wagner is actually getting rather close at the back here to Jay Wizzy, fighting for 18th place. Jay Wizzy though on the softs, so I'm very confused as to why he's being caught so quickly. As Berger being the second driver to get a penalty, Scooby-Doo being the other one who's just lost out to Perry there. And now has Will on his back. Will, is he going up quite a few places here, up 7 already. And now looking to make it 8 with Scooby-Doo being the 8th. As there's been a yellow flag in Sector 2. And that is Dave, who seems to have somehow... How have you ended up in the barrier there? That's not even like on the lane, that's halfway down the straight. How have you done that? See, no safety car, but I'm very confused as to how he's done that. But we'll go back to our big McLaren v Alpine battle. It's Daniel Ricciardo versus Esteban Ocon, as it was most of last season, apart from the fact that Ocon was better and wasn't overtaking Ricciardo, and Ricciardo wasn't ever overtaking him. Ooh, shots fired. Stave now into the pits, as expected. I don't know why Diglett going so slow. Is he about to be disqualified? Oh no, Berger's retired from the session, but there's an Aston Martin going extremely slowly. Or was he... I guess he was just in the pits? It didn't look like he was though on the track map. But unfortunate for Berger, no points for him today as he is out. So that's going to stay as a yellow flag for the next like half an hour. Oh, Andreas also out of the race. And he has binned it into turn 5. And again, no safety car. Good news. And Joe Coling on the back of Scooby-Doo now as well. Jamie Morris into the pits. Does he have damage is my question. It's going to take a while to get into his garage, but whilst do that, I'm just going to go over to Diglett. Yes, there was front wing damage, knew it. If I actually get to Diglett, that'd be great. But Diglett was 3/10 behind. Still only gaining just a little bit. As Bono, our man, just slowly being, well, caught by Diglett. But also the gap between him and Romanino just exceedingly exploding. I couldn't think of the word. That wasn't the word I was thinking of, but Romanino flying away. 2.4 seconds already. Brilliant stuff. As Diglett making the overtake. Bono now down to P3. Jesus overtaking Liam Craig as well. So we've got our three-way battle at the front here. And Jesus and Liam Craig also having a little bit of a ding-dong too. With Stiggy now behind as well. I think Stiggy couldn't get past Jesus, and now he's actually got Liam Craig instead. Ooh, a bit of a late braking zone. As Jesus went rather slowly there. And I believe Living Wall may have made a mistake going into Cops. So I said Cot, like COTS, but I meant to say Cops, but I just can't speak. I am slightly illiterate. And yeah, I'm still a commentator. Nice. Anyway, Jonas, 5/10 behind Bono. Not really in DRS range to make a move, but does get the boost DRS. As there goes Living Wall, unfortunately. Out of the race as well. First time seeing you in a... Didn't exactly do much to impress. As into the pits goes Diglett and Jonas, who's surprisingly just gained a load of time there. Bono staying out though. Jesus now takes P3, which makes it a Haas, Williams, Alpine front three, which will basically be the back three teams by the end of next season. But, you know, that's just how F1 is. Firing shots here. My Alpine hatred boner as a team. Liam Craig looking for the move on Jesus himself. And unfortunately, Liam, unable to get to the first time, but will keep going here. Not going to try and make the move into Cops, that'd be a stupid idea. But out of Cops, now that is a smart idea. As he backs off slightly, and he's going to have a good run down here into Banks and Beckett's. He needs to be close, but not too close. He's going to lose time for the dirty air in these corners, as you can see here. And unfortunately, as he's hit the grass as well, not going to have the greatest of runs down the hangar straight. Jesus defending into the middle. There goes Liam Craig up the inside. Jesus losing the position. Liam into P3 and then goes into the pits. What a Chad. Gets a 5-second penalty. Ha, suck it. But Romanino not getting slowed down, unfortunately for the other drivers, but just gaining a little bit. In fact, will Diglett get out before Romanino? Because again, that could be very, very key. Diglett's going to beat the Red Bull at least, but he's not beaten Roman. See, this is key. Jay Morris the fastest lap, so that pit stop did help him quite a lot. As you can see now, Diglett in between the man who is currently, in terms of pit stop, second place, Bono. It's in between Bono and Romanino. There's a good little bit of fresh air as well. 12.7 seconds. Nobody around him, which is absolutely brilliant for him. As Scooby-Doo closing in on Will. Will here probably not too fussed about defending this at the moment. Scooby-Doo's too far back to actually make any sort of reasonable move. But in a lap or two, that DRS will slowly wear him down. As Joshua goes into the pits. And he'll probably be putting on the mediums as well. Mediums to a 16 lap sounds about right. And I just want to say, sorry if you can hear me sniffling a bit, I am just getting over a cold. So, things aren't going too great for me, but we're here. And we love it here. As Joshua losing out to almost everybody and loses out to Liam. So Liam gets an overtake on him. Must have really annoyed him. As even Pyro gets the move on him just coming out the pits. So Joshua losing a lot of positions here. The Pyro now once again back behind. As Jesus kind of parks it in the middle. And keeps the position on Pyro. Diglett now back with Bono. Once again fighting him. You know, after the pit stops, he's now in there. Actually, getting closer as we come out of Beckett's here. Leon Craig with a time penalty as well. That will really add up with his 5 seconds already from the aforementioned speeding into the pit lane. And Steve, the last soft driver to go into the pits now, onto the mediums. Jay Whitty with a time penalty as well. So Stiggy down 1 position. I'm expecting him to be out around about where Jesus is, as Jesus and Pyro still fighting. And in fact, Stiggy does overtake them both, so I believe he actually gained through that pit stop exchange, which is really good for him. What's also important though at this moment is that the top 4 who have obviously yet to pit, you know, work out how close Romanino's getting, how quickly they can get onto those softs. Because the longer you have softs and the longer they last are 2 important things. Is if you make them last whilst they're quick, you know, say you can go, let's say theoretically you can go 12 laps on these softs, but lap 11 and 12 you're slow as hell, you're worse than the mediums. Lap 10, 9 and 8 you're about the same pace as the mediums, which means you've got 7 clean laps on these softs. Now I'm just estimating for what I believe the softs are worth on this game. I did have a little test and I say you can go about that much. So by the time it's lap 16 you've got 10 clean laps on these softs. So to me, these guys want to be getting in at lap 15, lap 16. You know, really put pressure onto the the medium guys. As at the moment, they're losing time. Romanino gaining seconds a lap. You want to cut that down to 0.5 of a second. Obviously, I don't think any of the guys here on mediums are going to win this race. What I think, though, is the second they get in those pits and get back out again, they will be so much better. Obviously, at the moment, the other guys are fighting. You know, the longer they fight, the better it is for you. But your tyres and your lap times are just going to decay and decay and decay. And these guys are fighting too. So I wouldn't be surprised if Will here, for example, or Scooby-Doo, you know, one of them takes a punt and goes, hey, lap 15 or lap 14 even, I'm going to put on some softs, see how far I can go. As Jonas has just overtaken Liam Craig through DRS. Stiggy unfortunately, Stiggy unfortunately not close enough to join the battle. Also couldn't get in DRS range as Jimmy Morris overtook his teammate as well. As you see both Alpha Tauris currently in 12th and 13th. Again, an average position for an Alpha Tauri. Let's move a bit further upfield now. We can see that Imperi's lost quite a bit of time as Joe's really caught up to him. The fact that they're all so close together now is really going to slow them down. Imperi with a 3-second time penalty as well, which means Joe, currently the leader of these medium runners. You know, he's got no penalties, and he should be able to make a move on Imperi here. Like, look how quickly he just goes up. A bit of a mess up there. Touch. Imperi doesn't track extend, but as I was saying, the longer these guys keep fighting, the worse it gets. On the plus side though, and this is a big plus side, behind them, Romanino only 8.4 seconds, that was a 0.5 second gain, rather than a whole second gain. As Jesus has had a problem, one of his disciples has betrayed him, and he will be crossed. Ha, religious puns. Because you didn't expect that one in an F1 stream, did you? I seriously need to get an actual job rather than this comedy stand-up. I just look at how close these guys are. All of them are within a second of each other. And again, they're just slowing each other down. But Romanino has just gained a whole second this lap. Just through that one bit of them being slow through Maggots and Beckett's. Ooh, bit of contact there between Joe and Imperi. I think Joe's getting a bit impatient. As Will really slowing down Scooby-Doo here as well. Imperi's having a bit of an off moment there. I think Joe giving him a bit of a nudge might have off-put him just slightly. Not a chance though for Will to be able to get in there. Oh, he's did a dive hit though. Ooh. I wouldn't exactly have called that a clean move, but it was a move nonetheless as Scooby-Doo runs so wide that he's basically ended up in Wales. So well done, Scooby-Doo. Gets a 3-second time penalty as well. As I don't know what's happened there, but he is out of here. No, that's got to be a safety car, surely. And indeed it is. Okay, this race has just got interesting. I don't think that was Imperi's fault at all. Imperi made that move cleanly. I think Scooby-Doo really just lost it there. But both Ferraris now out of this race. And Mission Spinala is a success. With this safety car though, it's obvious Joe, Will and Imperi are coming in. Romanino, having gained 3 whole seconds in that last lap, is not okay though. As Will somehow lost a position there for a collision with Imperi. I don't understand how that's happened, but Romanino into the pits. Okay, that was a silly idea in my opinion. Yes, the softs will be good for you, but you're now putting yourself even further back and on someone else's level. Actually, never mind. A lot of people are going to the pits. Maybe that was a smart idea. Obviously, him not knowing that at the time was a stupid idea. He could have pit. Everyone could have stayed out. He had barely any seconds of a gap. So at the time, it was a stupid idea. But knowing what's just happened, it's the smartest idea he probably had. It was a gamble and it paid off basically, but Bono and Stiggy are going to get absolutely dominated at this point. However, the fact they have Joe, Imperi and Will behind them is probably a massive bonus, rather than Romanino, Diglett and Jonas. Jamie Morris actually able to gain positions as well. Liam Craig down to 10th, Pyro 11th. I've just started running off the rest of the list now. Jesus down in 12th. He'll be able to gain back up. Black Mamba, after his earlier spin, now able to finally rejoin and get back in there. Jay Wizzy as well joining that. Dave, unfortunately, does have a 5-second penalty though. That's 8 seconds, and Wagner as well joining it. So apart from the top two, everyone's on softs. We know that. It's a 2-stop all the way for most people. I think the guys who started on the mediums have got lucky at the timing of this safety car. If it was a lap or two earlier, they could have been really... Well, if it was a lap or two later, they would have been screwed. If it was earlier, I think they'd have been in even more luck. Like, it would have been golden for them. As you know, these softs will degrade like 1% over these next 2 laps, maybe 2 at most. But they'll be fine. However, the medium runners were even further behind. I mean, there's not much to say about it. It just happened, as Dave goes into the pits as well. So he's driving off his 5-second penalty, which is good. I think that's a smart decision. There's Dave down to 16th now, but we'll gain that time back. I don't know how Jesus is 16 seconds behind. Somebody explain that to me. How are you still 16 seconds behind? Like, what are you doing? You don't have a delta, surely. I just think Bono might make out of it. He might be in luck. Like, he could have Stiggy do a madness and defend like crazy against Joe. Like, I think Bono has one of the best chances of doing well here, but if he can't pull away and maintain that gap, he's going to be so screwed. In the next 3 laps, what he's got to do is get a 1.5 second gap. He needs to. If he doesn't, that's game over. He's not got this win. But before that DRS comes out, you need over a 1.5 gap. Preferably a 2-second gap, but I know that's almost impossible to make. Safety car not coming in, which is even better for him. Oh, no it is. Very late call there, but whatever. Whatever floats your boat, game. So here he's got to make sure things are perfect. As if he can't get off well, and if he can't get away, he is absolutely screwed. Getting the perfect angle to line it up here. No overtaking before the starting line, Joe, you know that. Even though you tried your best to. But Joe now up into second on that early overtake against Stiggy. And things look like they're about to be absolute chaos here. There's already a yellow flag. Jay Wizzy out of the session, 4 wide into turn 4, and there goes the Aston Martin of Diglett. Diglett retiring on track, which is not allowed. But, okay. And that is just a pure fit of rage there. Pyro down positions as well. Jay Wizzy obviously out too. But that turn 1 and 2 was deadly. Jesus fighting Jonas here. Jonas right on his back wheels. They're going to bump wheels through maggots. And unfortunately for Jesus, he had to back out. Pyro 3-second time penalty. But things are going awfully for Bono here. His strat did not work out, as Joe currently in P2, Romanino in P3. Jamie Morris overtaking Imperi as well, as Leon Craig keeping himself in front of Stiggy. So watching this front 3 fight for that first place. Here goes Romanino, who's doing so well today. A little bit of a dive, forcing the Red Bull out wide, who's come back on him. Romanino, obviously no DRS yet, but has the inside line here. He's going to assert his dominance up the inside. And they're going side by side, the Haas and the Red Bull. And Romanino will have the position for now. And he's going to go for that P1 as well. Meanwhile, Jamie only 2/10 behind Stiggy. Stiggy obviously on those mediums. Jamie on the softs. Stiggy will defend for his life though. Obviously there's no DRS as of yet. Jamie's got to use his ERS, which is rather full at the moment. Stiggy's around about the same. It's just really all down to the slipstream and how far Jamie's willing to go. And he's willing to go on the grass to be able to make it in the tight gap he was given. And Stiggy's lost the position, but you must say, Jamie went to hell and back for that one. Oh, Pyro looking a bit shaky. Liam Craig with the fastest lap. Imperi now possibly going to use Pyro's shakiness to his advantage, but for a 3-second penalty, there's not much you can use there, my friend. As Will goes for a dive, and that was stupid. Sorry, Will, that was stupid. I'm not going to beat around the bush for that one. That was dumb. Bono now down in position. If he can keep within 5 seconds, though, he does have the win of this race over Roman. I'll see Romanino. Because Romanino 5 seconds from last time out. I try and remember the other driver with a 5-second penalty. In fact, that was Imperi. So a poor Imperi. It was Wagner now down to P14 and unfortunately pretty much out of the race at this point. Unless he can perform miracles. But he's not Jesus, so I don't think he can. I mean, he could be Jesus, I don't know. Oh dear, I'm just chatting absolute nonsense at this point. Will with a time penalty as well, that's 3 seconds added to his time. And Romanino once again with the fastest lap. Bono though still keeping close to him, which is good. As they now have a little bit of a train here. Pyro just out of it, so he won't get DRS here. And obviously Imperi's trying to do the best he can. He needs to be a whole 5 seconds away from P10 to even have a shot of being in the top 10. And looking at his penalties already being at 9 seconds, that's a 14-second gap to P10's final results that he needs to overcome. And I tell you, that's going to be one hell of a comeback if he does. And moving a bit further up, I was about to say Bono was getting closer, but he's just dropped 3 tenths there. However, Imperi, seriously man, like, I know you're getting warnings and pens for this, but you've closed in on Stiggy. And even though Stiggy is just losing positions left, right and centre, all of them getting it around about the same places. He's going to go back for the move up the inside here. And instead he's only just going to fight Jonas for P9. And Jesus will be the next man to look at Stiggy with hopeful eyes. 4 laps left to go. Current leader, Romanino. His 5-second penalty at the moment will get him P7. So hopefully he can gain as much time as he can away from Bono, as Jesus round the outside of Stiggy. Not much he can do about that one. But Romanino pretty much has driven the race, well, the perfect race. He can't do much else. He had a massive gap at the front, and the safety car really slowed his momentum. Honestly, without that safety car, he would be a mile away. But safety cars are part of the race, and you have to live with them. And if only you could bend them to your will. Oh wait, some people can. Illegally. But not in the F1 game, so. Jamie Morris, back at the train here. Expected him to get the win today, unfortunately. With his penalties, I don't see that happening. But it could. All he needs to do is get in 3 positions, in 3 laps. And then hope that more people get penalties. As Joshua, well, Jesus, as I like to call him, just picked up his first 3 seconds. And the sky's looking darker. So expect rain. Absolutely never, because we're not going to have rain in this race. Well, I just looked the wrong way to get closer to the front. But Bono's mediums should be going off anytime soon. So with being 13 laps old, he's basically at a massive disadvantage against everyone else, but has done really well to keep Joe behind him here. You've got to respect how well he's done. And the fact that he's probably going to win this race at this point, unless Joe can make the overtake, has to say a lot about him. He's just done so blimmin' well as Bono. Honestly, my drive of the day at the moment is between Bono and Roman. I think both of them have done amazingly. Bono was unlucky with the strategy call, so that safety car was rather unpredicted. And he held his own for as long as he could. Imperi, your top 10 hopes are absolutely flushed. I am sorry, but you're out the top 10, fam. As Jonas been overtaken by Pyro up the inside. Nice little move there from Pyro, as he looks to climb higher in the final rankings. Unfortunately, 6 seconds of penalties won't exactly help him too much, but it's alright, because he's now in front of Jonas as well. And welcome to the stream, everyone who's just joined. There's been quite a few new people in here, so welcome. We're just at the end of the F9 race. 2 laps left to go, and it's a manic fight for the lead. A lot of drivers within a second of the leader. Jamie Morris almost making an overtake, but in fact his teammate's the one getting overtaken by Jonas once again, as Jamie's now on the back of Liam Craig. And thank you, Simon. It is a awesome race, in my opinion. It's been action-packed from start to finish. My voice is dying. Well, I want to die when I see a Belgian wet race. Ah, Belgian wet. Ugh. Nightmare fuel. Seriously, Jonas and Pyro, please choose what position you want. Like, can you just choose the position? Oh, as Bono and Joe fighting for their position as well once again. Hey, I can't wait for the next round either. We are. Like, I'm really enjoying this season. Don't think it's been as good as F12 was last season, but I missed half of F12 for personal reasons. But if this is how we're going to race every week, I'm looking forward to it. As unfortunately Dave with another time penalty. But in this front battle, amazing. Oh yeah, the safety car helped, but I mean, just look at it. None of the front lot have actually made an overtake here. But Jonas is just going to overtake Pyro once again. Jamie Morris is going to hope for the best against I can't see because people are in the way. Against Liam Craig, but our current leader has a 5-second penalty, thanks to last round. Obviously, he's not going to win this race, but that means Bono has put his heart and soul into this win, and it would mean everything for him. So I'm really hoping he can keep it, but at the same time, I want Joe to do well as well. You know, if Joe makes that move on the last lap, let it be the last corner, or it will be... I can't even say the word I want to say, but... You know, it's amazing. It'll be amazing. I'm looking forward to it. Okay, Jamie, are you finally going to be able to make a move here on Liam? Come on, it is the last lap. Are you all going to wait for the DRS straight? So Jamie goes slightly wide there. We'll just have a quick look at the penalties. Obviously, 3 seconds for Jamie and Liam, so they're not in the fight for the lead here anymore. Unfortunately, there's just no chance of that happening. But what there is a chance of is a very, very, very good climax. As Jamie's actually made the move past Liam, Pyro getting past Jonas, Imperi also doing the same, but Imperi's obviously got too many penalties for it to matter. Romanino, though, will come home with the win. His 5-second penalty will not be included in the final standings, but it does mean Bono actually takes the win. Then Joe will come home in race position 3rd, Leon Craig 4th, Jamie in 5th, Black Mamba 6th, the man I've not mentioned at all in today's race, but he's just come here thanks to the penalties. Jonas in 7th, Jesus 8th, Stiggy 9th, who's had a brilliant race as well, Pyro 10th, Imperi 11th, followed by Dave and then Will. And unfortunately for Wagner, last man left to go. But I respect the fact that he's 47 seconds down after his turn 1. I don't know what actually happened with him. I believe it was turn 1 after the safety car. But after that, and he's kept going. So hats off to you, my friend. You are the man of the day. Not driver of the day, you are the man of the day. I respect you so much. This bad boy can fit so much respect into him. Love it. The Joe, apparently, driver of the day. I have to say, a candidate for it, yes. But I think the driver of the day is the man currently stood there on the podium. Unfortunately, not the Haas driver or the Red Bull one, but the Williams one. Bono. His tyres were gone, but he still bloody won it. Well, won it with the penalty, but came 2nd overall. So well done, Bono. You're my driver of the day. And well done to everyone else for taking part. We'll just quickly round up the standings again. So it's Romanino, Bono, Joe, Liam, Jamie Morris on our top 5. Black Mamba 6th, Jonas 7th, Jesus 8th, Stiggy 9th, and Pyro, the last man in the points. And none of the top 3 I expected to get in the points got in there. So I feel awful. But it was a great race nonetheless. Yeah, we had 20 drivers as well. And it was an absolute madness of a race. So I just want to say thank you all ever so much for watching. Once again, drop us a like, give us a follow, subscribe if you're new around here. We're here Mondays, Thursdays, Saturdays. No. What days do we... I don't even know. But just subscribe and there'll be a race on most days. Also, follow me at my socials. It's at Lone Georgie, so it's the weird @ sign LONEGEORGIE. So you can keep up to date with myself. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next week. Peace.